Today, Arsenal are playing, so I'm wearing this kit. But we're also taking a deep dive into PSG because I think everyone kind of knows that it's not really going to plan. We want to break it down, so let's get into it. There's numerous things going wrong with PSG at the moment, and we can start kind of with their transfer window. I kind of compare it to United's transfer window. They had a transfer window where they brought in a lot of obviously superstars. You could say they had one of the best transfer windows in the history of football on paper. It was extraordinary, bringing Sergio Ramos on a free, bringing Hakimi in, bringing Messi on a free transfer, Wijnaldum on a free. So many players came into the club of quality, of real quality. I think a lot of people were saying, okay, PSG are really going to do something this year. They have Pochettino as their manager, and they're really going to go out and compete for the Champions League. But as we've seen, they have somewhat struggled. I know they beat City in the group stage so far, but they've also struggled against Club Brugge. They drew to Club Brugge. They've been somewhat struggling in the Champions League, but also in Ligue 1. I know they're 11 points clear in Ligue 1, but there's something to say about how they've gotten those results. And do they pass the eye test? Do you watch them and think, oh, they're absolutely pinging the ball around and they are running Ligue 1? They might be running Ligue 1 at the top of the table clear, but they have a long way to go, and they are not where they need to be in terms of really competing for the Champions League. Because if they win Ligue 1, it's fine. It's whatever. The owners of PSG don't care about Ligue 1. They want to go win the Champions League. And if they don't win the Champions League, it's a failure. I think it comes down to the manager as well. I think Pochettino, after that transfer window, the players they brought in don't necessarily fit his style of play. You have the front three, who Neymar, Mbappe, Messi, out of possession. Pochettino's a manager who likes to press really high. That starts with his front three. Does Messi, Neymar, or Mbappe press at all, or very much? Not really. They don't. That's not what they're in the team to do. They will eventually track back and kind of sit and just shift, but they're not a front three that's really pressing high. At the back, I think Ramos coming into the team, I think he might be able to kind of shore up the back line. Kimpembe back there, you probably know by now, I'm not his biggest fan. I don't absolutely hate him, but I think he's prone to making errors, and I think Sergio Ramos could come in and kind of secure that back line. But overall, if you want to press high, if you don't have the front three doing so, you're going to be left exposed. That kind of shifts into the midfield, because if you don't have the front three that's going to press, you need to kind of shore up the midfield and counterbalance that. And so they've been playing with Danilo Pereira, Idrissa Gueye. They've been playing with Paredes, who are not extremely creative midfielders. They're in the team to kind of like secure the midfield, hold it down defensively, and give balance to the team. Now, that kind of impacts the offensive side of the game in terms of creativity, creating chances. They are just reliant on the front three. You get it to Leo's feet, you get it to Mbappe's feet, and you want them to try and make something happen. Now, I don't think that style of football is going to win you games. Maybe from game to game, from match to match, you'll win it off a counterattack. As they did against City, they countered very well, and when you have that quality, you will get goals. But overall, throughout a whole season of Champions League football, when you come up against very difficult sides, that's not the style of football that's going to win you games, to be very reliant on individuals. Even Messi at Barcelona, it was a clear, distinct style. And they had Messi on top of it. It was a cherry on top. And they created a lot of space for him. And PSG don't really have a style that's going to really hurt them. They're very reliant on individuals. They brought in wing backs at left back, at right back, and they're not really utilizing them to their full potential. And this comes back to relying on the front three. All those players are very ball dominant. What Hakimi did so well at Inter last year was getting down the right channel, penetrating that space, just running on, overlapping wingers. But they're not really utilizing that to their best ability. There's also links we should address of Pochettino leaving the club. And I think it kind of makes sense. I think Pochettino, all these problems are somewhat obvious, and Pochettino has kind of been thrown into this, and it's similar to all the managers that preceded him. Unai Emery, Thomas Tuchel, they all didn't get results in the Champions League. They got far in the Champions League, but I feel like this year especially, they went out and signed all these players just for the hell of it because they were the best players in the world that didn't really fit a style. And now Pochettino, more than the past managers, has to deal with that. I don't know if it would work, but to fix PSG would try playing Marquinhos as a single pivot in midfield. Having Marquinhos, one of the best defenders in the world, playing there, he would give that balance. And then you could go on and pair him with the Verratti and someone of more creative quality rather than Idrissa Gueye, Paredes. And I'm not saying they're not good on the ball, but they're not elite. Now, when it comes to Marquinhos playing in midfield, I think it's a bit more nuanced than just thinking, oh, he's just going to play in a 4-3-3 in midfield. I think it would be more so in two phases, they will play two different systems. Because we know Hakimi and Nuno Mensch, their best qualities are in the attacking third. At least really more so Hakimi. I think Nuno Mensch is a very balanced fullback who can get better defensively, but he's great at whipping the ball in. Now, I would look at it as if they're in the attacking phase, Marquinhos, who's playing in midfield, drop into a back three. That would allow someone like Hakimi to get forward and essentially play like he was playing at Inter under Conte, like almost as a winger. That's what he was. He was just bombing forward, getting forward, and getting central also. Like, he scored a lot of goals. And I think that's what would get the best out of him. And then in the defensive phase, just sit in front of the back line, protect it. I think that would make the most sense. Anyways, PSG are obviously struggling, and I don't see them fixing it anytime soon. I think Mbappe will leave this summer or sign a contract with Real Madrid this winter and leave next summer. PSG honestly will be in trouble. I mean, they're going to have Sergio Ramos, they're going to have Messi. A lot of players they brought in to win right now, and I don't see them winning right now. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, how you would line up PSG, if there are any changes, if you agree Marquinhos should potentially step up into midfield if Ramos comes in. But until then, like, subscribe. I've been your boy Kid Pesh, this is Total FTBL, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Peace.